All right, well overdue. It's a Thursday night. It's just me, no Daniel Ball, but man, we got the man himself from North Carolina, Vance Honeycutt on. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Man, excellent. I told you I just got out the cold, got me some soup, so I'm feeling a little bit better, but mainly I'm getting to talk to you, so how could I not be good? But before we get into all things Vance, man, let's break the ice a little bit. First, I gotta know, you've been watching the college football playoffs?
I have.
All right, 1 to 10, what are we rating it?
Give it an 8 so far.
All right, solid, solid. And who you got winning it all, Michigan or Washington?
I think it's Michigan's year this year. Kind of was hoping Bama was gonna win it, but now that they lost, I think Michigan will.
Yeah, no, I got Michigan as well. I just kind of rolled with it last night. Josh Hartle and then my other host Daniel said Washington, so I just kind of head nod. He also told me that Penix was the clear Heisman and Jaden Daniels wasn't, so I had to also head nod because we would have done an hour arguing about that. Obviously, you see the LSU stuff behind me.
Yep.
Uh, just had Christmas. The question I want to know, everybody talks about what they got, but I want to know what was your favorite gift you gave?
Ooh. I gave I gave a jacket to my dad. Is what he wanted, and so I got him that.
Nice. All right. You got any New Year's resolutions? Some people do them, some people don't.
I don't. I haven't really been a big New Year's resolution guy for I guess my whole life, so I really haven't decided anything.
Yeah, I don't either, but man, it was cool. We had pros and Joes this week with Trey Lipscomb and Jake Rucker. And Trey said his is to look at the sun every day before he looks at his phone. And I thought that's deep and that's mature because I'm guilty of that. I don't know about you. I roll over and check my phone first thing. And so, man said I want the sun to physically hit me before I check my phone. I was like, that's nice.
That's a good one.
All right. Favorite song you're vibing with right now?
Think Going Gone by Luke Combs.
So you're a country guy.
Yeah, yeah, I am. Country and rap.
Gotcha. All right, last one. If you could be any superhero, who would you be and why?
That'd be Iron Man. Uh, I don't know. The technology he has pretty cool. He can fly, and he has all that cool armor.
Yeah, no, he's very underrated. Most people didn't acknowledge him until he died for everyone, right? But yeah, dude is really a better version of Batman, in my opinion. He's got all the same money and he's got better technology. So, and he doesn't hide from it, right? He is who he is, Tony Stark. So, but that's my opinion. I got so many Batman people argue with me on here, and I'm like, at the end of the day, this is a sports podcast. We ain't got to argue comics.
Yeah, no, Batman's a good one too.
Yeah, no doubt. So let's give the people what they want. Where are you from, Vance?
From Salisbury, North Carolina. It's a little small town about an hour north of Charlotte.
When I was doing the research on this, I didn't look to see who it was, but I swear we've had somebody else on this show that's from the exact same place. Do you happen to know who that is?
Baseball guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who else in baseball was maybe you played with or is older than you.
Owen White, uh, Austin Love, Ike Freeman. Uh,
Maybe I'm just thinking that, or I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a baseball player because obviously we have more than just that. But when I saw that, I was like, somebody's from there also.
huh.
But we titled this episode Tar Heel DNA because we always like to ask you about your family and, researching on yours. Obviously, you got athletic DNA, you got Tar Heel DNA. So talk to me about your parents, man, for those who don't know.
Yeah. Dad and mom Leanne, dad Bobby. Dad played baseball at UNC. Um, was on the College World Series team in '89, I think. Mom ran track at UNC, and both my sisters went there, so it was kind of a no-brainer for me from the jump. It was a dream school growing up. Was always there watching games and doing things in Chapel Hill. But yeah, I would say just from a young age, it was always Carolina Blue.
Do you ever think when you see the big things you do out there on the diamond, do you think, I'm a result of my parents being really athletic and sharp?
Yeah, I think so. I think they definitely gave me that ability. My mom takes all the credit for it. It's just
As
funny.
she should, as she should. We like to give the moms credit. So I got a question for you. I had one older sister. I definitely didn't have two. What's it like having two older sisters growing up?
Yeah, it was good. I think you know, they can either kind of shelter you or they can just whoop up on you, but they're both older and they both played sports, so they were always beating me up and stuff in backyard and whatever sports we were doing from a young age. But no, we have good relationship now. And they're big supporters.
Yeah, no doubt. And you had told me before the show, obviously you went out and supported them, watching soccer and whatnot. So that's really cool, man. Sounds like you got a good family. With that outside of the family, thinking about, athletes growing up, who was maybe your favorite athlete or, somebody who inspired you the most growing up?
Growing up, I was a huge Chipper Jones fan. Um, I didn't know a lot about him off the field, but I loved watching him and loved the way he played the game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Chipper is elite, elite. So I see that baseball was not your only sport, man. Talk to me about football.
Yeah, I played football sophomore, junior, and senior year of high school. We played quarterback one state my senior year, lost in my junior year. Had a good squad, and it was one of those things that I love playing it. Can't really beat those Friday night lights. At least you couldn't in high school. Now you can. Now you can. At Boschmer Stadium on Fridays. But in high school, that was kind of the only time you played. I mean, played at night.
And that's
So
what I was going to ask you because you said you can't beat Friday Night Lights. Every baseball guy that we've had on here that also played football, just about, I think, has said they still enjoyed Friday Night Lights more in high school. Would you say you did as well?
yeah, for sure.
And what high school was that you played football and baseball at?
Salisbury High School.
Gotcha. So, you helped Salisbury win the 2021 NCHSAA Baseball 2A State Championship. One of the interesting things researching, I don't see you play shortstop, but, it says you were primary shortstop, Rowan County High School Baseball Player of the Year, 2021 Rawlings Perfect Game preseason All Atlantic Region second team. So clearly reading off your accolades, you were special. You were obviously selected in the 20th round of the 2021 MLB draft as well. So you probably knew that you were an elite talent, but was there any thought ever, obviously 20th round is way late, but let's just say for the sake of argument, it would have been sooner. We talk about you grew up going to Chapel Hill all the time. You come from family of Tar Heels. Was there any way you were ever doing anything other than going to North Carolina?
No, we had me and my dad like a 10-minute conversation about it, but I always wanted to go there, and live out that dream.
Yeah, no doubt. Did other schools try to derail that, really get in the way, push hard, or did they knew that you were a Tar Heel and they said, you know what, maybe we don't even spend the time?
Chapel Hill was the third or fourth school, and then once that came calling, it was over pretty quick. I remember my dad made me wait to commit, and then I think I waited like 24 hours and called him right back.
Yeah, if you'd have had your way, you would have committed when you were 10 years old.
Exactly.
All right, so let's talk about the uniforms in North Carolina before we get into baseball. Got to, they just won the College Baseball Hub award again. I think once a team wins it, they should be disqualified because I feel like every time y'all get entered, y'all could just win it again because it's not your first time. Um, First time you put them on, let's go there first. Like, obviously, you want to be a North Carolina player altogether, but I know it had to look good, had to feel good. Talk about that.
Yeah, we were playing a fall game versus Vanderbilt, and it was the first time we put on the unis. And I remember just thinking like, yeah, I mean, they look good on TV, but I mean, they definitely look better in person. So it was just another kind of dream lived out, opportunity to be had.
Yeah, Carolina blue is elite. I used to have Tar Heel hoodies in high school, even though I'm an LSU fan, just because I love the color. So it's no surprise. And so with that, obviously you got a elite kit. You got four uniforms to choose from. Which one is it that is your favorite?
I like the vest the best. I think they fit the best, most comfortable, and it's kind of like it's not like, I mean, it feels like you're not even wearing a uniform, honestly. Just kind of, it's really comfortable.
Yeah. And that wasn't the one I was expecting you to pick, so I like that even better. I like not knowing what you're gonna say. So getting into the baseball, as a freshman named third team All America by Baseball America, D1 baseball and perfect game, voted third team All ACC, member of the ACC All Freshman team, selected as the ACC Baseball Championship Most Outstanding Player, member of the All Chapel Hill regional team, also earned place on the ACC All Academic and Academic Honor Roll. So shout out to you for taking care of things in the classroom as well. When I read that back, reflecting back on it, did you feel like you met your expectations that you had for yourself as a freshman? Because I know guys have some kind of bar that they have for themselves, at least elite guys like you.
Yeah, to be honest, I think my freshman year exceeded some expectations. I was, I mean, you have that confidence in yourself, but I wasn't expecting, to go out there and, hit 25 homers or anything like that. I was just trying to help the team win and, to try to find a way on the field. So I think, now that, you understand that you have that kind of talent, really putting in the work, following that and trying to figure out the areas that, you need to improve to I mean, to get better.
Yeah, and so meet the expectations individually, but I know as a team y'all didn't. You never want to lose hosting a regional. Y'all lost at home to Arkansas. Let's talk about the good part at first. What's it like playing at home in Chapel Hill in the postseason?
Yeah, it's a good feeling. It's it was loud. Fans were chirping. And it was an awesome feeling to be in that spot at home. Like you said, it hurts to lose at home. And especially getting walked off. I remember that feeling still. But no, just the environment that we had in that postseason was awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. It hurts, and you have these expectations. And like I said, when you are hosting a regional, you're obviously anything can happen, but you're not expecting to lose. It was to a solid Arkansas team, so there is that. And for what it's worth, it was an off the bench guest and Brady Slavens that walked it off, but and so they were a solid team, but I knew that's not the way y'all wanted to end. And the big thing for me was, for you as a freshman going into the next year, what's that mindset? What's that message like from the guys around you and yourself, saying, this is not the way we want to end our season.
Yeah, it was kind of a bit short. I feel like we knew it would. I mean, I feel like we knew what we need. Like I feel like we ended my freshman year, 2 games, 2 wins short. And if you want to, win those 2 games and make it to Omaha, like every team does, you want to be able to, clean up the little things or do, those little things correct, in the upcoming year. So I think the message to those guys were just to be able to, come together, everyone be there for the right reasons and then really focus and practice, in the preseason, all those things leading up to the season to try to get everything right.
Yeah, I've actually got a bone to pick with you and your whole team. I said I was excited about doing North Carolina, but I'll be honest with you. I've picked you guys to go to Omaha the last 2 years. I'm only picking at a 70% clip, and part of that's North Carolina, man. If I pick you guys this year, y'all got to come through for me. Like y'all are killing my
Right.
average here.
No, no, yes, sir. That's one of those things feel like growing up, I was watching them go every year and hadn't been in it's been 5 years, so we're past due.
Well, and now, I mean, when you were growing up, there was more of teams that were consistently going elite base, but now so many good teams. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're the 4 seed in a regional. Like there's somebody who can win. We saw it this past year with Oral Roberts, making it to Omaha. I feel like there's no such thing as a easy region anymore. And so it's just different. But what I want to talk about last season, man, I am a defense wins championship. I'm also a football player, but I'm a defense wins championship mentality. So I get excited when you have somebody who's a defensive player of the year. For you, obviously, you want to be good at both offense and defense, but is it more meaningful to get the defensive player of the year, or is it one of those things that you'd prefer offense?
I don't really think you prefer either. I feel like myself, I'm pretty team oriented, focusing on winning games, and whatever that may be. If that's offensively, if that's defensively, so be it. But just going out there and just trying to make plays. I think we put a lot of focus on pitching and defense, and I mean I think those are what gets you to Omaha, and those get you success. So we're really focused on that in Chapel Hill, and just being able to make those plays for the pitchers and to kind of save runs is huge.
Yeah, and talk about that with talking about being a defensive player, your versatility, not playing, the same position you did in high school.
Yeah, I came in pretty actually funny story. I came in freshman year as a shortstop, and um, I was in the outfield on day two. I think wasn't a very good showing in the infield, and the next day they were like, try to find a bigger glove in the locker room somewhere, and then go out there because I mean I could run, so it was just kind of like just try to
And now
find.
your coach looks like a genius. He's like, I created the defensive player of the year. I threw him out there to outfield because I knew.
Yeah, it was it's a funny story that all the guys still talk about.
Yeah, so you obviously battled injury last year. For those that don't know, what was the injury and where are you at now with that?
Yeah, I had a lower back injury during the year last year, but took a few months to rehab it, and got back this fall. Felt great. There were no issues lingering around, so that was a positive, and feeling 100% and looking forward to getting started in a few days.
Yeah, so let's talk about the team this fall. As a team, man, how do you feel? Obviously you said you've gotten to be out there now. How do you feel about yourself with the way you performed? And then just talk about the team overall.
Yeah, we picked up probably 4 or 5 guys in the portal that are going to help us a lot this year. Third baseman from Georgia, Parks Harbor, shortstop from Arcadia, Alex Madera, and outfielder from Quinnipiac, Anthony D'Onofrio. So those 3 guys have really stood out in the fall. They can all play defense. They can all swing it. D'Onofrio and Madera can impact the game on the base pass as well with some speed. So I think those 3 guys positionally are going to be really good. And coming together, I feel like those little holes were just big to kind of fill. And they've done a good job so far. And I think on the mound we're very deep. Got a lot of young arms that should be able to help us. I think it's the most talent we've had at UNC since I've been there. So really excited for it and looking to put it all together.
Yeah, man, and you jumped ahead on exactly where I was going, and I say that in a good way. Like I was going to ask you, man, talk to me about some hitters that you think are going to do their thing, and man, you went right to it, and then just talking about the young pitching staff. So I'm excited to see what North Carolina has on deck. I'm actually going to see y'all for the first time live on the road at Campbell. I was told because I was talking, we had Coach Justin Hare on here from Campbell. And I said, "What's the best game to come to?" And he said, ironically, midweek. He said, "When North Carolina comes to town, it's going to be absolutely packed here, better than it will be the entire year." So, it worked out because I was able to stack going to ECU, Wake Forest, and there, and be able to see a whole bunch of games because he gave me that option. Because I was trying to figure out weekends, and so I'll get to see the first time on the road, and I look forward to that because Campbell's obviously an elite program. What's interesting is it's midweeks, right? So like
Hmm.
midweeks get wild. Like they're unpredictable. So
No, for sure.
hopefully I get a good game. I don't, I'm not gonna try to pick one way or the other. Got guests from both, even got the coach, but I just want to. If I'm going all the way to North Carolina, I just want to see outstanding baseball. Hopefully, get a bomb from you or a rob off the wall since you are a defensive player like that.
Yeah, I think that game's gonna be a good one. Campbell always plays us close. And they're always very talented. So looking forward to that.
As far as the ACC, what and maybe you studied it, maybe you haven't, what series at home are you maybe looking forward to the most?
Um, I think you know we've kind of circled a couple. Not not necessarily home or away, but Miami, obviously NC State, and Wake Forest. Those are 3 that we're looking forward to. We got to get Miami back for the last 2 years, and then it's always big, battling out those in-state rivalries.
And Wake Forest gonna be a tough one this year. That's a low five. I said, we had Josh Hart on here last night. I said, you don't got to be humble about it. You got 5 guys in the top 33 on the MLB draft board. Like it is what it is. You can be honest with me because he's trying to play that humble card. But man, I look forward to it. College baseball season's electric every year, but I definitely think the ACC is probably underrated, and I look forward to seeing the battle between you guys. But with that being said, we're gonna move into our game. It's called This or That. I give you 2 options. You pick one or the other. Just can't say neither. Can't say both. You down to play?
Yes, sir.
All right. This or That is brought to you by Chinook Seedery. Have you had Chinook Seeds?
I have. Hmm.
What's your favorite player?
Oh, I think the barbecue.
All right. If you like the barbecue, Daniel, my main host, he tries something new mixture wise every night. Last night he did barbecue and cinnamon toast, and he called it smoke and toast. And he gave it a 9 on his 1 to 10. Me and Josh sat there and watched this. Michael Massey said he was going to try it tonight because I talked to him because I had to give him grief because Josh had not had any Chinook seeds, and Michael, being that he is the ambassador for Chinook, because I set that up, I was like, unacceptable that your ace on Friday night has not had the seeds. Get my man some seeds. Been holding out, but he tried that. So if you ever get a chance to try those two together, I haven't tried it myself yet. I actually have the seeds right here. There's really no reason why I haven't. But 9 out of 10, you need to try it. I need to try it. We all need to try it.
Sounds good.
All right, here we go. Baked potato or mashed potatoes?
Mashed potatoes.
All right. This next one's weird, but we like it because it tells you a lot about somebody. Liquid soap or bar soap?
Bar soap.
Me too. See, last night, both them guys gonna make me feel some kind of way because of the bar soap, but they said I don't believe in sharing stuff with people, but I believe that the bar soap actually gets cleanliness. Like you get more soap on there. Like liquid soap, it feels like you fighting to like cover your hands.
I agree. I agree. I think the bar soap does get you a little bit cleaner because, like you said, if your hands are wet, then it's going through them.
Exactly. See, you told me you're a cleanly person. That's why I said it tells me a lot about somebody. All right. What are you more scared of, snakes or spiders?
Snakes.
I'm a spiders guy myself, but I prefer just to deal with neither. All right. What do you feel would be worse, living in Antarctica or Sahara Desert?
Sahara Desert.
Ooh, like the cold, all right.
I think in that scenario, I could probably uh bundle up rather than just be hot all the time.
Man, I just know I was stationed in Iraq, and I tell people like they try to tell me it's dry heat over there. It was 140 and it's dry. Man, I don't care if it's dry or humid or not. But I lost 20 pounds, no problem over there. I was shredded, came back. I miss those days actually because I came back with an 8 pack. Now I can't do anything to keep weight off. So those were the days.
Heat's heat. It's still hot.
Hmm. All right. What's more fun, a costume party or a pool party?
Pool party.
All right. I got to ask this, even though you didn't pick costume. When was the last time you went to one and what were you?
Oh, it was Halloween this past year, and I was Vector from Despicable Me.
Nice change of pace because Josh last night said he was a Teletubby this past year. Now, what saves him is him and three other elite weight baseball guys were Teletubbies. So I mean, I guess if you're gonna go out like that, at least be the team and have fun with it.
There you
It's
go.
not my personal favorite choice. I'm not manly enough to pull that off, but whatever. All right.
I got a picture of that actually. I think they look pretty good.
Hey, there you go. Hey, the craziest one still to date is most outstanding player of the College World Series, Dylan DeLucia last year, and this is after he came on the show, but I saw the picture and I called him out on it on social media. My man is a cheerleader, and his reasoning is he was with Hayden Dunhurst, and his girlfriend, I guess, was a cheerleader or whatever, and he didn't have a costume, so he borrowed her outfit. I
Oh,
just I mean he had the legit skirt on and everything. That's too much, man. Like I said, I'm not manly enough to pull that off either. Like, can't do it.
confidence.
I don't have it. I don't have it like that. All right. One more hard one. Lost in a jungle or trapped in a haunted house?
I'd rather be lost in a jungle.
I think that's a safe answer, but it can get dicey there too. You might find those snakes and spiders you're trying to avoid.
Yeah, I can't deal with the haunted houses though.
All right. Would you rather have a private yacht or a private jet?
Private yacht.
My man, see, boat people. I'm the same way. Maybe I mean that's the reason why I picked the Navy. I like the ocean, even though I ended up in Iraq, like I told you, ironically. But nonetheless, I like being out on a boat. I like being in the ocean. I know people say they want a jet because they can get places faster. I don't know. I cruise.
You can
All
fish on
right,
that.
absolutely. All right, last one, the hardest one. We have asked every guest through all 9 seasons so far. Would you rather be the number one overall pick next season or win a national championship?
Win a national championship.
And you just like everybody else lied. No, a few people have said that. The reason I believe you guys, like I have a different mindset. now. I always said I would take the money. But after having Paul Skeens come on here and look me in the eye after he was drafted number 1 and tell me he'd still keep the national championship, how can I argue with somebody who actually has done both?
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the ultimate goal. Uh, and then, if you're fortunate enough to complete that goal, I feel like, people are gonna have, like done their job, individually as a player, but I mean, you're in college for a reason. It's
Well,
kind of your
it's
goal.
like everybody says, it's not even the hardware portion, it's the memories that come with it. We've had um from whether it's LSU, Ole Miss, or Mississippi State, who have all been the champions since we've been doing this podcast. We've had them on from all of them, and they talk about just that memorable run and just you can't replace the feelings going through it, the teammates and the camaraderie, everything that comes through it, being on that stage in Omaha. And so, yeah, when you add in all the fields, and I got it flipped on me with Trey Lipscomb. I told you we had them on Pros and Joes. He said, "Would you give up the podcast for $10 million?" He tried to flip it on me. I was like, "Yeah, I give it up for $10 million." He goes, "No." Like we're talking about memories and everything, because I take my son to all the games. He goes, "So no going to the games with your son. You never interviewed any of us. You don't know all the friends that you've met at tailgates." It's like, see, Trey, that's why y'all sit on the other side. I ask the questions. You don't ask me the questions. Because I was
Yeah,
like, I can't give it up then because he had me at Sun. Like me and my son been to like 150 baseball games over the last 2 years. I can't.
it's awesome.
Well, other than that, man, do you have anything you want to plug or promote?
You got any North Carolina people around here? Come out and support us this season.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to check out what Vance is doing on Instagram, you can go to Vance Honeycutt. It is simple, it's his name. If you want to see what North Carolina baseball is doing, go to Carolina Baseball. But other than that, like you said, go check them out. College baseball, underrated. North Carolina, all the teams. You can do a run. That's what I'm doing, Vance. That's what everybody should do. I mean, you could just drive through the state stadium after stadium, elite baseball everywhere, beautiful stadiums. Everybody should do it. This will be my first year doing it, so I'm saying like I'm experienced, but I know all the players. I know the stadiums. It's time that I make that run. Get out the SEC, go there. So everybody else should do that too. If you live in North Carolina, though, you have no excuses. You should be there wearing that Tar Heel blue. Vance, I want to thank you for joining us tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. If you like hearing his story or you just like hearing Average Joe's talk X's and O's, please like and share on Facebook, retweet us on Twitter, listen and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and Anchor. As always, comments, ratings, and feedback are always welcome. We will see everyone back next week. We will be joined by Nigel Calderon. Hopefully, I said that right from Hawaii Baseball. Man, Vance, we're going to interview Hawaii Baseball because I'm actually starting my season. People say, "Why are you starting in Hawaii? You got to keep your wife happy." And so I'm going to two birds with one stone. I'm taking my wife to Hawaii while I watch college baseball against Ole Miss with Hawaii. So this has been the In Off the Bench podcast. And remember, always strong bodies, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We are out.